This is the Nomadic Traveler Podcast.
Time now for another.
Welcome to Nomadic Traveler Podcast. I am your host, Jason.
And your co-host, Nicole.
And this is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway episode.
Woo woo.
We've been super excited about this one, and we are going to cover everything that you need to know to go to the Indianapolis Speedway and have a great time. So we're going to have information on the Indy 500,
Yes.
the Indycar Grand Prix, suites, seats, camping,
Food. Tours.
Brickyard 400. We
Yeah.
forgot about that. Tours, go on the museum. No matter what you want to do, we got you covered. So we know we've been picking up a lot of people that are outside of the state and outside of the country recently, and we thought that this would be an awesome place for you to come for a vacation.
Yes. And
So we
lots
wanted,
of people do.
Yeah, so we wanted to cover everything that you needed to know to come to our home of Indianapolis and have a great time on one of these wonderful weekends. So
All right.
let's get started.
Let's go.
So first thing that I wanted to cover was the Indy 500. We went to the Indy 500 last weekend, and I had a wonderful time. What did you think? This was Nicole's first time going. I've been about 30 times.
Yes, I think it was a cultural experience.
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was probably just all the people watching. So me and a friend and one of my family members went down to the general admission area where it is very full of people of all varieties. And so I just thought it was really cool just seeing everyone get along. There was young, old, every race, every, ethnicity represented. That was kind of cool just to see everybody get along. It was cool.
The Indy 500 is quite a melting pot.
Yeah, it was interesting.
By far. You see everybody of every walk of life.
Doing everything you could ever imagine.
So you got people that barely scrape together enough money to be able to get a general admission ticket. And then you got people that are flying in on helicopters.
You got frisbee golf. You got wet t-shirt contests. Saw a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You get, literally everything. Then there's families, and I don't know. It was just amazing to see everyone come together, and I didn't see any fights or any arguing. Well, at least while I was there.
You know one of the things that I noticed?
What?
Did you notice the digital display boards on the back of the cars? Did you watch that?
I did.
Those things are cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it shows what position they're in, and then when they're in the pits, I believe it turns green, and it shows how long their pit stops are taking.
Yeah, I did see that.
They are ultra cool, and why do we like those?
Well, I think they're from our sponsor, right?
Well, our sponsor does the wiring for those digital boards. So I thought I'd get to our sponsor right now. Our sponsor is Indy Wiring Services. Indy Wiring Services is based in Brownsburg. They specialize in high-end wiring harnesses for motorsport and industrial prototyping applications. From project cars to Indy cars to hybrid vehicle prototyping, Indy Wiring could meet your needs. Check them out at indywiring.net.
Yeah.
And you can also contact Mr. Jeremy at 317-371-7044. So if you'd like to have wiring by some of the pros that do the wiring for Indy,
That'd be awesome.
they got your back.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, I was rather impressed with how cool that was.
Yeah, the Pitstop Times were very important, I felt like, this race, too, because a lot of weird stuff happened.
A lot of
in
weird
the
stuff
pits.
happened. A lot of weird stuff.
Well, I've never been, but it seemed like a lot of weird stuff happened.
You've watched it at home before, right?
Yeah. So, did one guy get, taken out by a tire, I think?
There was one of the guys in the pits, one of the crew guys that changes the tire, got hit by a tire.
Yeah.
And then I think one of the guy's cars caught on fire. Another guy, who was the guy? Was it Will? No. Was it Willpower?
Yeah.
That had to come back and he had to take another lap through the pits?
Yeah, he had to go to last place.
Because he slid into the pits? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So I think he came into his pits too fast and he slid and he ran over one of his air cords. And because of that, they made him go back through the pits. So Willpower is one of the favorites. So and then he fought all the way back up to like fourth. I think he finished fourth. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at the results. Yeah. But at one point he was winning the race. So to go from in the front to dead last, all the way back to leading the race at one point. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. That is some racing action that, I mean, I love it.
And for all the people out there that are kind of rookies because to be honest, I always thought I'm never going to go to the race. Like you're just watching cars fly by you. How can you even see them? Like you just see them going in a circle. There is a lot of action and there's a lot more to it than just watching it go by.
There's plenty of other things to do, aren't there?
There's a lot of things to do, like in the middle. Obviously, you want to be in your seat for like the beginning when all the fun stuff happens.
So how many laps do you think you actually watched?
I watched like probably 50.
50? No, that's not
like
bad.
From my seat. I watched the very first one from the infield, though, right by the pagoda. That was actually kind of cool.
So you got to see like the start-finish line?
Yeah, that was
So you got to see everybody fly by the little crack.
Yeah. Well, and then all the people, all the Army guys that went out and did their salute, they came back by us.
Oh, that's cool.
And so everybody that went out in the beginning was coming back in. So
yeah.
That was cool. But yeah, all you rookies out there, I think that everyone should try it. I can't say everyone will love it, but everyone should try it and experience it because it was pretty cool.
Well, all right. I think that's a good place to start. How much is a general admission ticket?
How much is general admission?
We've got lots of research on this episode, so we have everything. It's just a matter of us finding it. So I believe it's
$35.
Is it 35 or 45?
It's 35.
Okay.
Yeah, $35.
So for $35, you can come in and you can walk around. It gets you into the facility. You can play frisbee golf. You can walk around. You can check everything out. There's viewing mounds that go all the way around the inside. Mm-hmm. If you get there early enough, you can drive your car right into the speedway and park inside.
Yeah, that would be really cool to do.
So you can bring like tents, awnings, whatever. You can bring your grill. You can bring in plenty of food. You can bring in all your own alcohol into the infield or into the stands. This is one of the only events that I know of where you can bring in whatever you want and you're not like required to buy their concessions.
That's one thing I was thinking about when I was there because we brought quite a bit of water. And I was just thinking about, when you go to a basketball game or a baseball game, you're spending $5 for a bottle of water.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So you could literally pack your own cooler, bring your own stuff in, $35, boom, you're into the biggest auto racing event in the world.
And it makes it family friendly because you can't go anywhere with a big family if you're not, if you don't want to spend an arm and a leg.
No.
You can't.
You can make your own Jell-O shots.
Yes, you can. You can make them strong.
We made some Jell-O shots.
And you can pass them out, make lots of friends.
Yep. So.
But yeah, and then also they did have a family mound. So they have different mounds of just like a hill of grass that you can view them. And there was a family mound that was no alcohol allowed, no smoking. So you can go with your family. Of course, you're going to still probably see things on the way to that mound that are a little questionable for children.
And have a nice, safe place, though, for your kids to, hang out.
Yeah. And I like the idea of doing that, too, because then, they can run around, they can get up, they can roll in the grass. It's not, they're sitting on a seat and a bench.
Yeah.
Watching, the race. So that would be a cool thing. And then also, I saw a lot of people who did park in the infield. They were playing cornhole and all these things, during the middle of the race. They were just having a good old time, throw the football. Yeah. Things like that you could do with your kids too.
Many people make a whole entire day of it. So you can get in. The gates open at 5 a.m.
Wow.
And they don't throw you out until say 6 p.m. So you can make a whole entire day of it.
And then you wouldn't have to fight the traffic if you stayed late.
And if you hung out, until the very last minute, you could stay.
That'd be nice.
Till all the traffic ran out, just drive right home.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
So, okay, next thing I think we should cover is what if you want to get a little closer to the action? Okay. What if you want to see some coolness? What if you maybe want to meet a driver? How do we do that?
Ooh.
Do you know how we do that, Nicole?
I know that I passed by that and they told me no. I do know that.
Well, that's because you didn't have a bronze badge or a silver badge.
Ah, why didn't we get that?
So, because they're kind of expensive.
Okay.
I believe I could not find pricing on this because it's already closed for the year. I do think prices change year to year, so I could not find pricing on the bronze badge or the silver badge. But I think This year, the bronze badge was $125, and a silver badge was, I believe, $500.
Oh, wow.
So basically what these both do, bronze badge gets you in for the whole entire month of May. You can come to all the practices, all the qualifying, carb day. It gets you into everything but race day. It does not get you in on race day, and it does not get you into the Indianapolis Grand Prix. But all other practices, you can go anytime you want to.
Only practices, though, not actual races, or like
not on the actual race, but when the drivers are in the pits and they're doing their thing and they're checking everything and they have like downtime in between, that's when they got time to sign autographs. That's when they got time to talk and mingle.
Yeah,
so you go in there, you're hanging out. Hey, Helio, come sign my hat.
Race,
you know,
right? I mean,
yeah, during the race, they're a little busy. They're kind of focused. So, and then a silver badge is if you want to walk around in the pits. So it gets you into all the stuff in the garage, as well as you can go in every single day and walk around in the pits.
Have you ever done that?
I have not had a silver badge before, but I have had a couple bronze badges.
Oh.
So the silver badge is a little pricey.
Yeah. I mean, but 100, that's not terrible for the bronze.
No, the 125 is pretty cool.
Bad,
so like I said, it gets you in the pits. You can go every single day. I've seen people that have like posters that have like, say, all the drivers on there, and they just go every single day and they go around and, you know, get a couple different drivers every single time they're there, and they get all the drivers to sign their poster.
Cool. That is awesome.
So, you know, that's some pretty coolness that not a lot of the other things, not a lot of other events allow you to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, how many other events can you buy something to get right up next to the stars?
I mean, you can do it like in some of them, but it's pretty pricey. So
a lot more than 500.
Yeah, or a lot more than 125. You know?
Oh yeah, for
so,
sure. That's
because
so
even
cool.
like the pit pass, you can watch them kind of do their things and their team change tires and put fuel in and all that kind of stuff. But you don't really get to talk to the drivers. So if you actually want to, you know, talk to them, have some one-on-one time, autographs and stuff, the bronze badge is the way to go.
That's cool. Now, does that include like a general admission to the race?
It does not. No.
Okay, so you'd have to.
I don't believe so. Let me double check my notes.
Because I was thinking that'd be worth it right there, just getting into the race. But
I don't have it in here.
Okay.
I don't believe that the bronze badge gets you into anything. Gets you gate admission and garage access every day in May, excluding Indycar Grand Prix and the Indy 500.
Okay, so you would just have to buy your tickets for those.
But it does get you access to the world famous Gasoline Alley, where you can meet drivers and see cars and much more.
Man, that's okay.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's pretty close up, though.
Yeah. So that's, you know, that's some of the good action there.
Right.
What else, Nicole? What else do you?
Well, one thing that I found that I thought was pretty cool, kind of going back to the family aspect, is they do have an Indianapolis Motor Speedway Kids Club, which was kind of cool.
Oh, that is neat.
And
that was pretty inexpensive, wasn't it? It's like $25.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep. It's $25 for an entire year. And then that gets your kid in with you every time for free. So every time that you purchase an adult admission, your kid is in for free.
So if you had a bronze badge and you had a kids club thing, the kids can go with you every single time.
Every time.
And you can just go in as much as you want.
Yep. They also get they get a shirt. They get like a membership card with their own lanyard. So the lanyards are a big thing.
Yeah.
For those who don't go.
Everybody's got a lanyard.
Everybody's a lanyard. So they get their own little lanyards.
If
they
you're
feel
cool.
special.
If you're cool, you got a lanyard.
I didn't have one.
No comment.
You get they get like a tote bag. They also get like a little autograph book, so they can go around and get all their autographs in the book. So that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Sunglasses. They also send them like a birthday card in the mail.
Nice.
And holiday card. I think Christmas. It said Christmas card. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then they get this. It says a fast pass for the NASCAR Cup Series autograph session. So they get to go like ahead of everybody else to get NASCAR autographs. And then it also says if you purchase 2, then you get like a $5 off of like if you purchase 2 kids, so you have 2 kids, you can get $5 off.
Very nice.
So instead of 50, be 45. And I thought that was awesome.
I think it's pretty fair.
A lot of places don't have that kind of thing either.
That's what I really like about this sport is that you can get up close and personal for relatively low price, I think.
Yeah.
So, and even, you know, the general admission is pretty reasonable. We didn't even cover. So do you have like the data on the entry level tickets? Like if you want to sit in a reserve seat?
The reserve seats.
Yeah, let's see if we can find that.
Just a second.
The other thing I wanted to cover was the camping. So you can do camping there. It is a little hard to get, but you can do camping in like multiple different lots. And it starts at about $325 for 4 days. And the most expensive the camping gets, I believe, is $450. So,
that's not bad.
No, so I kind of thought, I mean, it's a little pricey, you know, if you compare it to, like, say, a campground or something like that. But if you can compare it to an event like this where you get to park right outside and your view is the world-famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway that's been running for more than 100 years.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Well, and the other thing is, like, if you were to come for 4 days and spend money on parking for 4 days,
yeah,
I mean, you're really gonna pay for that.
It would add up.
That $350.
It would add up for sure.
You know,
it wouldn't add up to quite $350, but it would add up.
Yeah, I mean,
if you paid $25 a day, I mean, that's at least $100.
Yeah, for sure. So they don't have the general admission right now either. Everything is kind of on hold right now, as far as tickets and pricing and things like that, because they are accepting renewals. So how does that work? Do you know how that works, Jason? Like,
the renewal process is based on seniority. So that's one of the interesting things about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is if you can, so like say you get your tickets this year. So you are a 1 year member. So basically you've been going for 1 year. So anybody that's getting fresh tickets next year, you would get priority over them on seating.
oh,
And then it goes by seniority. So like my dad has had tickets for more than 55 years now. He's going on almost 60 years now. Wow. So he would have priority over anybody that's been going less than him. So someone that's been going, say, 61 years, they have priority over him.
Wow.
But, you know, when you get up that high, you could basically pick any seat in the place that you wanted, and you would have the highest priority as long as the person that had it this year is not renewing.
Oh, okay. That is so cool. You don't find that in a lot of sports either.
No, that's
really
definitely very, very unique.
Yeah.
So I was really kind of surprised by that. And the camping is the same way. So if you want to get to a different lot, if you want to get to a better camping lot, you have to start camping, and then you get seniority after you've been doing it so much.
Okay. You know what I love about that is that seems to like
It encourages loyalty.
yeah, and it encourages that like tradition, because I think that's one thing that I liked that I learned at the Grand Prix was I didn't realize like so many people had a tradition of going every year that it's been passed down, you know.
That's one of the most amazing things I think about the Motor Speedway is that people have this tradition and like, okay, we always make Jello shots the night before, and then we have these sandwiches, and we sit in this area, and we wear these hats and this clothes, and you know.
Yeah. Because I was talking to my friend, and I was like, I'm going to the race. She's like, you have to get like this. You have to go to this stand, and you have to get these fries. And
the track fries.
Yeah, track fries. I didn't get them, but
don't tell your friend.
the cool thing was just like I was like, wow, like you know exactly where to go and what stand, and just so many things change in our world all the time that there's something that everybody does, that somebody does like continually is really cool.
Who told you to get the track fries?
No comment.
No, you can tell us.
Which friend?
Yeah, which friend
Lindsay.
told you?
My
Lindsay.
friend
Hi, Lindsay.
Hey, Lindsay. Didn't get them. Next time.
Nicole didn't get them, so you can razz her about that later.
You know what? The race seemed to go by really fast for me, and I didn't. It just flew by.
So next year you're going to go earlier?
You're going
to be there at 5 a.m.?
Yeah. Can we do? Yeah.
Do you guys know how they start everything off at 5 a.m.? They shoot a cannon off. So everybody is camping around there and stuff like that, and they're all asleep in their bed. They go, boom!
We missed a cannon?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so you can feel like the concussion, if you're asleep anywhere around there, you're waking up. If you're in any of the houses around there, you're waking up. It wakes you up.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing!
And that's how you know it's time to go.
It's time to get in there. See, I'd want to be very first person though. If I'm getting there at 5 a.m. to get in there,
that would be tough. I don't know how you would get to be the first exact person in.
You'd probably do it like 1 a.m.
I think people do go get in line, and they just sit in line in their cars. Early. I don't know if it's 1 a.m., but I do think people line up at say 4.
Oh my gosh.
And they'll just sit there in their cars and line up and wait for them to open the gates.
Gosh. See, and that's cool that people are that dedicated that they would do that. That's insane.
Because they want to get in there. And there's people that make pulled pork. There's people that smoke pigs and stuff like that in there. That's how long they are there. So
yeah, if you get there early enough, you could take a little nap.
You could get there early, take a nap.
Put a little air mattress in the bed of your truck and just
And sleep in the bed of the truck. You wouldn't miss any action.
That sounds
You wake
amazing.
up, everybody will be there. You're like, holy crap.
Yeah, so wow, I didn't realize there was this many things to it. It's pretty cool.
There's a lot. So the next thing that I'm going to cover is glamping.
Ooh.
Did you hear about glamping?
So I heard about glamping when we were at the Grand Prix. They were talking about it. However, I feel like I covered every inch of the Motor Speedway and did not see it.
You didn't see it?
I must have missed it. I don't know how, but
glamping gets you a tent. It's kind of like a, like I want to say, like kind of like a safari style tent, like kind of like a canvas tent.
okay.
So it's all set up for you. It comes with bedding, pillows, blankets. Comes with a bedside table, 2 chairs, 1 table, an area rug. They have bellhop service that helps you get all of your luggage to your room. They have access to private, air-conditioned showers and flushable toilets, and it gets you 1 parking pass into the infield so you can bring your car right in. So it is secure, so you could leave like belongings in there and go like wander around, and none of the people, just like general admission at the race, can go into the glamping area.
Oh, okay.
So it has 24-hour day security. It gets you general admission to Carb Day, Legends Day, which they had Zach Brown play this year, and amongst others, a bunch of other people. And it gets you general admission to race day. So it's 4 nights. It gets you a power cord. I don't think it comes with air conditioning, but a little secret I figured out is it has a 120 volt plug. And if you bring like a little air conditioner, you can kind of like stick it underneath the thing and you can get you some air conditioning. So don't tell anybody I told you.
That would have been wonderful.
So yeah, that's my dirty secret.
Yes.
So there's an access to like an outdoor furniture area that's like kind of like an outdoor lounge, which is really cool. It has like little fire pits in it and stuff.
What?
So, and you're right in the middle of the speedway. So you get to stay in there overnight. They lock the doors in the evening. So nobody else gets to get in there but you and the drivers.
What?
Those are the only people inside the speedway.
Wow. How
After,
cool.
after, regular admission hours.
Yeah, that is wonderful.
So,
How much is that?
well, it also comes with a 24-hour ice too.
Yes, important.
So if you want, now these are last year's prices, so if anything changes, don't shoot the messenger. Twin bed package is $1,300. 4 cot package is $1,500, and a queen bed package is $1,600.
Okay.
So if you did like the 4 cot package and you split it all up, with you and 3 other friends, it's expensive, but I mean, you're in the middle of it.
$400.
And then it gets you access to everything.
Nice.
So,
That's really not bad. Considering you wouldn't have to bring anything. You don't have to bring like your tent. You don't have to.
correct. Yeah. You don't have to
Collier.
bring any of that crap. You just go and you bring all your stuff and you set up and boom, you're ready.
That sounds
You're going.
amazing.
You're rolling.
And then if you get like hot in the middle of the day, come back
You can go hang out your
and-
tent. I mean, you can hang out in the
breather.
outdoor furniture. If you get tired of all the riffraff kind of hanging out and you want to get a little space,
Yeah, just hop on in there. That sounds
you just
awesome.
go into your area. You can hang out in your outdoor lounge. So it's pretty cool. So that's fairly new. I think they've been doing it, I don't know, maybe 5, maybe 10 years now. I don't know how long they've been doing it.
So next year we're going to do that?
I'm trying to get into camping. I'm working my way into being a camper. So
Oh, okay.
I want to bring my own camper.
Nice.
So now the next level right here.
We're on the next level.
Have you ever wanted to stay in a tiny house?
Yes, I've always wanted to try one out.
Yeah, me too. So
Yeah.
I've never been in one before either. What better place to try it out than the Indianapolis Motor Speedway?
What?
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So they have tiny houses there. They will bring tiny houses. They set them up. The tiny house comes with bedding, pillows, blanket, dining table, refrigerator, power, personal shower, and your own personal flushable toilet. Comes with kitchen and bathroom sinks. It comes with a stove top. You get 1 free parking pass to the infield, 24-hour security, the bellhop luggage service. You also get 4 Miller Lite Carb Day tickets with concert pit access.
Oh my gosh.
That's major.
That's everything.
That's major.
What else do you need?
You also get 4 Firestone Legends Day concert passes. So you get tickets to the Legends Day and you get tickets to the concert
Oh my gosh.
with pit passes. You also get 4 Tower Terrace reserved seats. It's on the front straightaway. And I don't know if I'm 100% right about this, but I believe it's under the awning, so I believe you actually get shade. So you get 4 of those on race day. So you get to stay for 4 nights. There's free water. There's free waste, you know.
Okay, so this is perfect.
So this gets you everything.
Yeah. What else do you need?
This is a little more pricey.
Let me guess.
So
$2,300.
it is $4,000.
I was so close.
$4,000.
Just shy.
But again, it's an experience you're never going to get anywhere
Yeah.
else. So.
And if you could split it, well.
And anybody that's actually been to the race before, they know what it's like to use the general bathroom facilities. So
yeah,
having your own shower and being able to shower whenever you want and being able to use the restroom and have your own privacy, your own toilet paper, your own paper towels.
I had to wait in the stall for like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, tell us that story. We want to hear that story.
So I would try not to use the restroom all day because I heard all the stories about the bathroom. And it was like they were on a break and it was towards the end. And I know that Jason was like, get to the car at the end of the race. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go now.
When you ride with Jason, you are supposed to be at the car at the end of the race so we can get out of there.
Which is a great idea.
Because either you need to get out of there right away so you can get through the traffic at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or you may as well just freaking hang out
Be there
and
all
camp
day.
out for, at least another 2 hours or something like that and then leave.
Goodness. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to go to the bathroom when it's a break. And then there was only like, I think 10 laps left at that point.
It's a break.
So I go to the bathroom, no toilet paper. And
So this is before the 12-lap shootout?
yeah, this is before the end, which is glad I didn't miss it.
When they had the red flag?
Yeah.
Good time to go.
So I waited and waited. I had to wait like 20, 25 minutes. I heard the door crack open. I was like, hi, hey.
There's nobody else in the stall next to you?
Nobody else was in there. I don't know why, but no, I don't know if it's because the end of the race or what. Nobody was in there.
Interesting.
And I had to wait, and I finally heard the door crack, and I was like, come over here, I need some toilet paper.
So Nicole's like begging strangers in the restroom to give her toilet paper.
They probably thought I was crazy.
That's an excellent Indy 500
But I mean,
story.
what else are you gonna do? So yeah, I've heard great stories about the bathroom. So having that bathroom would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
The shade. Let's talk about the shade room, because that sounds amazing to be sitting under the shade.
The shade room.
All the
Oh,
shade.
you mean the seats? You mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I need that. Where was that this year?
You definitely get a little crispy if you're out in the stands.
Yeah.
So if you are out in the sun, make sure you bring sunscreen. Make sure you dress appropriately. You will get crispy.
If you
wear a hat.
Are a ginger, go ahead and just bring like your own portable tent to wear around
which
yourself.
Nicole may be.
May or may
We're not
not.
saying whether she is or not. It's a possibility.
Because if you don't, you may or may not get blisters all over your body.
You
No, I'm
did
kidding.
get blisters.
I did on my shoulders.
She's a fibber. She didn't get any of that.
Lies. He sits on a throne of lies.
Fibber.
But anyway, so shade is worth any money that you want to spend. I'm all for that.
Infinite value.
Infinite. Yeah.
All right,
So
what
that
else you
sounds
got?
amazing. So what do you think about getting to the track? Because we've talked about getting out of the track and traffic and parking.
Yeah, I got a route that I take that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty perfected over the years that I have got from my father. So
Okay.
my father kind of honed this route in for 30 years before me, and then I, growing up, learned the route.
Yeah.
And now I am an official ambassador of the route into the track.
Yes. Are you going
So-
to tell them your route?
So
You gotta keep that to yourself.
No. I'm not telling
Okay,
anybody my
good.
route. It'd be too hard anyways.
I memorized it.
So, and it works good coming from where we're coming from.
No, I didn't.
So it wouldn't do you any good if you were coming from, the west side or the
True.
east side. We're kind of coming from the north side, kind of near Broderpool. So
True. And I think that was one thing that really kept me from ever going to the race too, was like, I'm never going to drive over there. I was very scared.
the traffic can be a little rough. Yeah. So if you come in, especially if you come in from, like, say, out of country, I recommend just getting there early and, getting in and getting acclimated and just plan on making a day of it.
Well,
I think it'll make your time more enjoyable.
yeah, and I found a few ways that they've kind of tried to curb the issue of parking and driving and all of that. So there is a service called Rally. Rally's an official transportation option. And so what it is, they have 45 locations. So if you're coming...
Really?
Yeah, so if you're coming from far away, like Chicago, Champaign, Illinois, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Columbus, Dayton, Pittsburgh.
They take you to the track?
Yep. And so it's a like kind of like a motor coach kind of thing.
I didn't even know this, people.
Yeah. So it's Rally. It's like Rally's the name of the bus company, and they've partnered with IMS to bring fans to the race. So they give you a bunch of storage for your coolers, for your tailgating supplies. While you're on your drive, you have like plush seats and video screens. You can watch a movie. They have a bathroom on board, things like that. So you just purchase that in advance. You get there, they park, they drop you off, you have a good time at the race, you spend, all your time there, and then there's a specific spot where you get back on the bus. And then once you're on the bus, you're in the air condition, you're not worried about traffic, you can watch another movie all the way back to wherever you got on the bus at.
So how much did that cost?
That's a little pricey, so it's about $150 per ticket.
But it's bringing you from another state.
Yeah, so that's really not bad. And the fact that you get air conditioning the whole way. I mean,
I didn't even know they did that.
I don't know. Yeah, it looks awesome. It doesn't say, because I was trying to figure out how many years this has been a thing. But it doesn't say, because I hadn't heard of it either. There's also rideshare. So that's just a service that you can use where people will come and pick you up and drop you off at certain spots. It's in the corner of Main Street in Gilman. So if you want to share a ride with other people who are going to the race, you can do that.
And they have a bus that goes from like downtown too. Don't they have like shuttles where you can park downtown? And
yeah, there's different places downtown. Like if you're staying at a hotel downtown, you can park, stay there, and then ride a bus on in.
Nice.
Things like that. They've also started this thing last year. It's called Bike to the 500. Or no, actually, this is the fourth year. Is this year? So 4 years ago. But it's a group of people who get together on race day and they meet downtown at the city market, which is amazing.
City market is cool.
And everybody gets together and they ride their bikes out to the track, which is kind of cool.
Interesting. I did not know that.
I don't know that I can make it there.
You could do it. Come on.
Maybe
I thought you wanted to be a triathlon or something.
I wanted to try triathlon.
To try an athlon.
It's called a triathlon, and it's like a third of the way of a real triathlon. But that's just to say I did it. But anyways, we digress. So, so yeah, that's another thing that you can do. And then this is the first year that they started the scooters. So Indianapolis has a bunch of scooters that you can rent through an app on your phone downtown. And
as do many cities in the U.S.
Yeah, a lot of cities do. And so they started using those this year, but we haven't really heard how they worked out. And I didn't really see any. I don't know if you saw.
I did not see any at all, actually. I know I saw it on the news that they were going to be doing it, but I didn't see anybody ride any scooters. It really doesn't make any sense because, like I said, everybody can bring in their own cooler. So how are you going to bring a cooler on like a little bitty? This isn't like a Vespa scooter. This is like a push scooter.
Yeah.
So it's electric, but it's like a little push scooter that you stand on, like something like almost like a kid would ride.
Yeah, you'd have to have like a backpack cooler.
So yeah, if you had a backpack or something like that, you could probably get away with that. If you want to do, all your drinking at concession stands and stuff like that, you could probably get away with that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the other thing I worry about that too is people walking everywhere, and then you're trying to get around them on a scooter.
Yeah.
That would be a struggle.
I don't think it'd be as convenient as they want to play it off like it would be, but I don't know.
People walk crazy, don't they, Jason?
Yeah, a little bit. If you took a scooter to the 500 this year, please get a hold of us. We want to hear about it. We want to hear about your experience, and we'd like to share it with everybody. So we will add it to another episode later on, Nomadic Traveler Podcast at gmail.com.
Right.
So please tell us about it because we don't know anything about it, and we would love to learn about it.
Yeah, and if it worked, I wouldn't mind trying it out if people felt like it worked. And then there's also the race day shuttle. So the shuttle goes directly from the Indianapolis International Airport. So if you're coming from out of town and you want to just stop at the airport, and then you can get on the bus there, and it'll take you directly to the IMS and then take you back.
I wonder if they have people that fly in, get on the bus, ride out there, go to the race,
and then fly back.
Take the bus back and fly right out.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
We were in Indianapolis for 12 hours.
Then you could sleep on the plane because you'd be tired.
You'd be out. Yeah, you'd be done.
So it's kind of a lot of the ways that you can get to the track, which is one of the most important things about it, I think.
So speaking of people flying in, people that sat in front of me this year at the 500 were from England.
Ooh.
So that's the first time I've ever had anybody that far away. So sit near me at least. I've met other people, but they were sitting right in front of me. So I talked to them quite a bit. They were very interesting people. And they came in because they wanted to see Fernando Alonso.
Oh, yeah.
And he's an F1 driver. And he's won, I'd have to look. All right, Alonso Fernando. Am I saying that right? Alonso? Fernando. Or is it Fernando Alonso? I think I'm saying it backwards. Anyways, he was going for the Triple Crown of motorsports. So he is an F1 driver. And the unofficial Triple Crown of motorsport is the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which he had won, the Monaco Grand Prix, which he had won, and then he was coming here to try to win the Indy 500 so he could get the unofficial motorsports Triple Crown. So these people came from England specifically to see him. Okay?
Wow.
So he unfortunately did not qualify for the Indy 500. He got bumped out at the last minute. So he was not in the race at all.
Oh, no way.
So they came all the way from England to see this, once in a lifetime event, and then their driver wasn't even in it. So
who did they root for?
So they just kind of, just watched and took in the whole thing and did some Jello shots with us. And they were good sports, man. So they had a good time.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it was. I thought that was an interesting story. I was like, ooh, that sucks.
But that's the thing about this race is like, even if something like that happens or your favorite driver's not in it, it's still enjoyable.
Well, this guy's like, he's like a world-class driver.
Wow.
And he didn't even make it. That shows what kind of level of expertise driving the Indy 500 really requires.
Yeah.
I think everybody thinks, oh, it's easy. Go fast, turn left, whatever. But it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
And there's big time people that don't make it every year.
Yeah. That's insane.
So they only allow 33 drivers.
Every year it's only 33?
Every year it's only 33.
Okay.
So this year there was only 36 people trying to get in. So there's only 3 people that didn't make it. But I think in years past there's been over 40 trying to get in.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people that don't make it.
Yeah. Interesting. Wow.
So,
That's crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, I know we talked a lot about the 500. We didn't talk about like what's in the middle of the track a lot, did we?
There's a golf course in the middle of the track.
Yeah.
Or there's part of a golf course.
Whole golf course.
Not a whole one. It's actually 4 holes.
Yeah.
So some of them are outside and then some of them are inside. So there's a cart path that goes underneath the track that comes in. There's nobody playing golf during the race. So
sure, yeah.
That's one of the things that's amazing is you'll see drunk people just freaking sprawled out all over sand traps. I mean, it's the only place I've ever been where you would think they'd be like, oh, stay off our golf course.
Well, that's where they were playing the ultimate frisbee.
That's where our Grey Poupon goes.
Oh my goodness. You're going to give us divots.
You're going to give us divots, dude.
Why they have that accent, I don't know. But yeah, so they do have a golf course. It was voted America's in the top 100 of the public golf courses in America, which is kind of cool. They've hosted the PGA Championship Tour for 7 years, actually.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it's a little pricey. It's $110 per round if you get the golf cart.
I don't know if that's expensive or not, actually.
For golfing?
I think golf's an expensive game to play, period.
Is it?
So,
okay, yeah.
As you can tell, we are not golfers.
No.
But I got a feeling, based on like some of the courses that I heard about, like down in Naples when I lived down there, I think there were 150 and higher.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I think it's pricey, but I mean.
Well, it says if you're a member too, it's only 80. So that really isn't bad.
Didn't we talk about this? How much is membership?
A membership is only $3,000.
Only $3,000
per year.
That's
for a whole 12 months.
That's a bargain.
In Indiana, how long can you golf for? How many months?
Right. Thank you.
So maybe from like March to October?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah. Out there doing some snow golfing.
Oh, see, now that would be tricky.
If they could figure out a way to make that happen.
Yeah, that's how you know you're doing right.
Speaking of snow, they actually have a Christmas lights thing where you can drive around the speedway in your own personal car, and they do Christmas lights all the way around the track, and it takes you, I don't know, probably 30 minutes to drive through the whole entire thing. It's pretty massive.
Yeah.
So it's also, what is it called? The lights at the Brickyard? I think.
Yeah, that's what they call lights at the Brickyard. Yeah.
So another thing that you could check out, even if you're in town and it's wintertime.
Yeah, and
something
you
that you could
actually
check
drive
out
on
at the
it.
Speedway.
That's so
So the museum is open year round, so you can check out the museum year round. You can check out the gift shop. They got a massive gift shop attached to the museum that's open year round. So if you're ever in town and one of the races isn't going on, go check out the Speedway anyways.
Yeah, speaking of the museum, so they have a lot of things at the museum. It's $10 to get in, which I didn't think was too bad.
Bargain.
Or if you're a member, it's free. So
I'm going to get me a membership.
You pay that. Yeah. Yeah, you thinking about that?
I've been to the museum probably 4 times in the last year.
And then you can also, there's different tours that they have through the museum. So the one that I want to do is it's called Take a Lap. So you take a lap around the oval and you kiss the bricks.
Yes.
So,
I've done that one. I've done the behind the scenes tour.
Yeah.
So the behind the scenes tour, they take you up in the press box. They show you all around the press box, the pagoda. They take you into some of the suites. They take you in the garages. And then they take you for a lap around the track. And then they stop at the yard of bricks so you can kiss the bricks.
Yeah. That's in the golf cart, right? They take you around in a golf cart?
No, it's in a bus.
You're in a bus. Okay.
Yeah, it's in an Indianapolis Motor Speedway bus.
Okay. Because they do have a golf court one, which is a little bit more pricey because it's only 4 people.
I've not been on the golf cart one.
So that would be kind of cool.
That may be even more behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's cool, though, because then you just be like, I've been on this track before. I don't know. Sounds cool.
So they have rotating exhibits inside the museum, too. So I believe right now it is Mario Andretti's 50th anniversary of when he won the 500 in 69, right? Mm-hmm. So it's his 50th anniversary. So right now they're running an Andretti thing in there, and I think it'll be in there for like the next 6 months. So they got all the different cars he's run there. Michael Andretti, Marco Andretti. I think they've got John Andretti. They've got all these different things. And so it's really neat. I think they did the Unzers was the most recent one. That was the last one that I saw. So every 6 months, even if you go to the museum multiple different times, they have half the museum is like different.
Oh, that's cool.
And they have the coveted basement that has tons and tons of rare cars in the basement. Ooh. And they swap out cars strategically, periodically, and they pull something out of the museum, they'll put it up in there, and then they pull other things out and store them in the basement. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, so lots of things you can go back multiple times. And
so yeah, I think they have over 100 cars in the basement.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then they probably have, 100 or more up in the museum.
Yeah. Do you think they save all the winning cars?
I think somebody saves them.
But
so
not
I
in the
think a lot
museum.
of times they get things on loan from people. So I think they're owned by people a lot. I think they go to like an auction.
Okay.
So like people will buy Simon Pagenaud's car from this year. So next year when they upgrade to another car, that car with no engine will go up for auction and will probably sell for like say $2 million.
Okay.
So it'll go into somebody's private collection, and then they loan the car from the private collection to the museum, usually for a certain period of time. Some of the things have been on loan for years.
Wow.
So I think that's where a lot of it comes from. But then the museum actually owns or has had cars donated to it.
Because that would be cool to see all of the cars that have won over time.
Yeah.
Like all 103 cars.
Well, that'd be the whole museum, though.
Yeah, but how cool would that be to see them all change?
Yeah. But they do have a lot of cars in there. They have like the Marmon Wasp from the 1911, the one that won 1911, and then I think they kind of do like say every 5 or 6 years to kind of show like the progression and how the car has changed. So
yeah,
they'll run the same car for 3 to 5 years or something like that. So it really doesn't change that much.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to see every year, but as long as you can kind of see every 5th year, you can kind of see how they evolved. So
how they're gonna change.
What do we see? They're going to do a windscreen next year.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really interesting. They're going to do a great big giant windscreen that basically encompasses the driver and it like protects their head.
Yeah.
So their head is not exposed anymore.
And doesn't it protect from like
debris?
Yeah, things flying up.
Debris, rubber, any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So they also have a lot of racing experiences that you can do kind of year round at the track. So they have an Indycar ride, which is where you get to go and get in the car and someone else drives you, and you get to go 180 miles per hour.
Bring it.
Yeah, right? I want to do that so bad.
I'm so down.
I mean,
how much is it? $40,000?
It's a little pricey.
How much?
It's $600.
$600.
Which,
okay.
I mean, but for a once in a lifetime experience.
$600 to go 180 miles an hour around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Right? If Simon Pagenaud could drive me.
I want Mario Andretti.
I would say, or Mario Andretti. Either way.
Mario.
I'd be like, or Kanan. You know,
Could've
any
been
of them.
Kanan.
Really, if any driver could drive you, that'd be cool. But it's not. It's not a driver.
Tony Kanaan is one of the favorites around here, so we all love him.
Kanan. And then there's also the Indycar Drive.
So you
and
get
this is
to drive an Indycar.
You get to drive it. Yes. So
let me guess. Well, so it's going to be, let's say, double. Is it $1,200?
it's $1,600.
Oh, my gosh.
But you're driving a race car. Like, it's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
And these are like actual car, like race car cars. They're not just...
Are they actual Indy cars or are they something else?
They're Indy cars, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I know, right? Isn't that cool? That's why it's called
Sign
Indycar.
me up.
Yeah.
If you'd like to sponsor Jason going around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for $1,600, we will make you the sponsor, as
For the
well
year.
as we will talk about you every day and tell you how much we
great
love
you
you.
are. And then they have a package for $2,000 that's both. So someone
So
will
you get to
drive
go for a ride and then you get to drive, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So you could do both, which
So,
is
and it's Mario driving?
no. They did have something that you could buy. It was only for May 27th of this year, and it sold out, obviously. But it was where you could go with Mario Andretti, and it was 200 miles per hour. So it's called the 200 mile per hour club ride experience with
No
Mario
fair.
Andretti.
How much was that?
I didn't find any pricing on that because it was sold out, and so there was nothing left for me to kind of look at to see how
$5,000.
much it was. But
$5,000.
But you get to choose your course too. So with each of these different rides and experiences, you could choose the oval course, which is the Indy 500 course. You can choose the road course, which is the one, the Grand Prix that you saw.
That's cool.
Which I think I might pick that one.
That's kind of what I think I might pick
Because you'd
too.
be like, vroom, vroom, vroom,
Even as much as I love the oval, I think it'd be cool to do the Grand Prix
the
track.
turns. Yeah. And then there's something called the Pinocchio Raceway. It says experience a ride for 2 high-speed laps on the Tricky Triangle.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah,
Tricky
it's
Triangle?
another Pinocchio. We'll come back to that.
Yeah. So you can pick that one as well.
Please talk amongst yourselves. I will look this up.
And then there's the Iowa Speedway. Experience an Indycar ride for 2 high-speed laps on the 7/8 mile tri-oval track in Iowa. So you can go there and do it in an Indycar, which is kind of cool. And then Toronto also has one, which I think that would be really cool. Because
Pinocchio is in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania, yeah. Okay. So you can go to some different speedways. They also have Texas Motor Speedway. You can go on that one. The Mid-Ohio Sports Car Race. So
That'd be cool.
you could go to that one as well. And then, yeah. So you can go to all these different racetracks and try them all.
Very cool.
So if you're very rich,
I'm
you could
sold.
do each car in each
All of them, yeah.
place. That'd be wonderful.
Sold.
But the cool thing is, like, you can come from anywhere and do these. Or you can do these if you're from one of these states, you could do one of those. You don't have to travel far.
When my lottery ticket comes in, I'm all about it.
When those numbers come up,
When they come up, I'm in.
we're going to ride an Indycar.
I'm going to ride with Mario. When my numbers come up, I'm riding with Mario.
Okay, just get his number for me. You can ride with him. Yeah, so kind of a cool thing. And then the other thing that is kind of cool that they have right around the corner from the Speedway is they have a place called Speedway Indoor Karting. So you can go karting.
Speedway indoor karting is very cool.
Yeah, it's a little pricey, but
It's a little pricey, but it's like the real deal.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
like the kind of karting that the IndyCar drivers like grow up on.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you want your kid to be a race car driver,
Bring them here and pay $15 a lap.
well, a lot of them actually they have to have their license. But yeah, it's $15 per lap throughout the week, and then $20 a lap on the weekends.
But it's very cool. It's it's very fast, and the course is tight and small, and it's all indoors.
Yeah.
So I think they go like maybe 40 or 50 or something like that. But on a little bitty tiny tight indoor course, it feels like you're doing like 200.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's crazy.
That'd be amazing. They also do gift cards, and they do like birthday packages.
So if you'd like to buy me a gift card, again, Nomadic Traveler Podcast at gmail.com.
I like how it all goes to you.
I will be your friend for life. If you'd like to buy Nicole one, just contact me and we'll talk about that.
Whatever. Don't do it. They also do like corporate events and birthday parties. Is that where you want your birthday party this year?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Please.
All right.
Sign me up.
You guys want to make that
If
happen?
you'd like to sponsor my birthday party, again, Nomadic Traveler Podcast at gmail.com.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. So, I mean, what I love is that there's so many things to do. It's not just about the one race. You know, I think everybody thinks about that, but
no, there's
a lot
so
to
much
do,
more
huh?
to it. Yeah.
Gosh. Whew.
So you want to do some hospitality now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, they have the Turn 3 Club. Okay. Ooh. So that gets you it's like an elevated viewing platform type thing with like a tent, and like the back half of it is like covered, and it has like a bar and food and buffets and like all kinds of stuff. And then like the front of it like walks right out, and you're like right on like the tail end of Turn 3.
Wow.
So, and it's elevated, so you get like an excellent view. Mm-hmm. So let's see, it gets you reserved seating. It also gets you pairs you with a seat in the North Vista. So you can also get a seat. So if you want to go out and like slum it with the common folk,
with us peasants,
you can go out with the peasants and sit out with the peasants out in the stands. All inclusive food and beer package. It comes with a food and beverage package. It comes with beer and wine. Liquor is available for purchase. They're not giving that away.
Oh, just bring your own Jello shots.
So it has a tented Jello shots, tented deck area with tables and chairs. So that's kind of like in the back. So when you want to get out of the sun, when you're frying like a ginger, you're good to go.
Frying like a fork in the microwave.
Right. I never heard that one before. That's a good one.
My brother used to say that every time I walked outside.
Interesting. Never heard that one. It gets you a parking pass in the North 40. It gets you a souvenir event program. It gets you your own private restroom, so you're not peeing with the common folk. You know, when we were speaking about restrooms earlier, I meant to say something. The guys, did you know they have to pee in a trough? It literally looks like a trough that you feed livestock.
Is it wooden or like?
It's like stainless steel, but it's like the big lined up troughs everywhere, and everybody just kind of stands next to each other and pees. It's kind of deep. I mean,
like it splashes at you?
Deep enough that you don't get splashed, but it's still weird. Like 15 guys all lined up in a row just peeing in a big giant trough.
Hold on, I'm really curious.
It goes down to like a center drain. Yeah,
to like the middle.
Yeah.
So you're like, dang, that dude had a lot to drink.
It's proper etiquette not to look it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Don't know how that works.
Oh my gosh. So the Turn 3 Club also comes with live TV and audio. So you can like watch the race. So some of you may not know, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is so large that you cannot see the other side of it. Mm-hmm. So I think it takes about 50 seconds or so to do a lap. So for roughly 25 seconds of that or something, you can't see anybody. So like, but when they're all tight together at the very beginning, they go racing by. And then you don't see anything for 25 seconds, 25 or 30 seconds, and they come back by again. So,
you know when I learned how big it was?
When you had to walk around?
When I wore my sandals and I walked around the entire track.
Did you get your blister?
A little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Little bit?
But it was good. I got my steps in.
So, they also have suites available.
Ooh.
So if you have it like that and you are looking to sponsor, your business, and you want everybody in your business to be able to come and have like their own suite, and you want to have like your name on the door, So
I want that.
When the podcast gets that big, we'll all have a suite.
Oh, yes. Yes.
We got a lot of growing to do.
First 50 followers are coming with us?
Right. Right.
Yes.
First 50 people to donate to the podcast gets in. So they have individual hospitality suites.
Ooh.
So a hospitality suite gets you, let's see, what is this? Oh, it's called the Indy 500 Club. Nice. So if you want to join the Indy 500 Club, you get Indycar Grand Prix race day tickets. Okay. So it comes with 12 suite tickets and 1 parking pass for every 4 tickets.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know why they don't just say 3 parking passes, but
yeah, well, you gotta ride with your friends.
Yeah. Indy 500 race day, 12 suite passes and 3 tickets.
Wow.
And then you get 80 suite tickets for the remaining days in May. So you can divide them up any way that you want to. You can come to carb day, you can come to practice day, qualifications, whatever. So you don't have to, so the same people that go to the race don't have to be the same people. So if you wanted to let some of the lower end people in your, business, some of your front desk people, maintenance people, whatever, you can let them come out, experience that sweet thing. And then for the executives, they could all come out and go to, race day and stuff.
Yeah.
So you want to guess how much that cost, Nicole?
Ooh. As we all know, I'm very good at guessing. So yes. Maybe
drum roll, please.
6,000. No. 10,000. Close?
10,000. Oh, wait. I missed some stuff. I'm sorry.
10,000 just blew him out of the water. He doesn't even know where he's at.
Yeah, I know, right? I just lost my spot.
He's like, dang, she was right on it.
I don't know if this is from this.
Yeah.
I got confused. I'm sorry.
So what?
Okay. Sorry. It says also included 8 tickets to the Indy 500 Club. It's presented by Lightbound Casino Party.
Oh.
So there's a casino party that you can get tickets to.
Ooh.
They have 24 event car rides. I'm not even sure what that means, but it sounds cool, and I want it.
Ooh, it's like an event inside of a car on the way. Like a party
I'm wondering
bus?
if they take you around. I'm wondering if that's when they let the people drive around, like in the SUVs, like like on the track on the morning.
I
and
saw
race
them
day.
on there.
That's what I'm wondering, if it's something like that.
Ooh.
So, 12 silver badges with race day backers. That means you get to be in the pits on race day.
No, because I saw people in there and I was trying to sneak. That's when they were like, nope.
Sneak.
They were like, get out of here, lady.
3 spots. I'm assuming that means 3 cars in the Indianapolis 500 race day police escort. So that means you're not waiting in any traffic. You're getting police escorted straight to the track. Right in.
My goodness.
1 program ad in the event program. So that means you get an ad for your business in the program.
Ooh.
1 premium gift package and 12 Indianapolis 500 gift packages. Not sure what that means. Recognition on each day of the event on the PA and the electronic message board.
Ooh.
So, Nomadic Traveler Podcast. Welcome.
Yeah.
And a fully catered suite. Okay.
See, that's worth it right there.
So, now, are you still at $10,000? Because that's quite a bit more stuff.
Okay. Let me just bump it up a little bit.
Do you want to reevaluate your bid?
The ad is probably worth 10,000.
It's worth a lot, yeah.
So I'm gonna go with 30,000.
It is $35,000.
Yeah.
$35,000.
10,000. What was I thinking? Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool though. I mean, if you think about it too, you're supplying your employees with a lot of benefits.
Yes.
Which is going to make productivity higher.
Correct.
And all those gift baskets, you can give those out for Christmas, things like that.
Correct.
So that's kind of cool.
Right?
I mean, worth it, right?
I think so.
Okay, next year.
All right. And the last, but certainly not least thing that we have to go over is the suites. So the other one was like an individual suite. These are like the Big Mac Daddy suites. These are for like the big swigs. The big swigs. The big swigs.
The pimping out of control?
The big business ballers.
Big pimping, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can bring 80 people in a suite if you want.
I don't have 80 friends.
So I think these are for people that have like big businesses. I can imagine if you had like 80 execs or something like that you want to bring. It's
80,
like Coca-Cola or something maybe or something.
Okay,
So
it's going to be big.
the big suites are 80 admission tickets to the suite for each day of the race activity. Every day, every single day, you can bring 80 people. 80 people. 20 parking passes. 4 daily staff admission tickets. I don't even know what that means. Daily staff. I don't even know. I don't know. Daily staff admission tickets. I have no idea. No idea. So maybe we can get, somebody to call us from the Speedway and explain to us what that means.
It's probably cool, whatever it is.
It's got to be,
Right?
Indoor rooftop seating, climate-controlled suite, closed-circuit television, 16 transferable garage passes, which I think means they give you 16 garage passes, and you guys can just keep sharing them around, and everybody can go like in the garage and check things out. So it's not just assigned to one person. They can share them.
Yeah.
So 14 transferable pit passes. And then this is so amazing. They wrote it twice in here by accident. 14 transferable pit passes.
Because that's how cool it is.
Did you see this? Because this is major. We're gonna put this in here again.
Hey, by the way, did you know this?
4 pre-race pit passes. I don't even know what that means. You get to go down there and mill around with the drivers, I guess. I really don't know what that means.
Before the race, amp them up.
That must be all the people that get to go stand down there on the track. Those all must be the big wigs.
See, they should let me in there. I could really pump those people
Right?
up.
Pump it
You
up.
gonna do it.
Let's do this.
Save big money.
20 transferable pre-race pit passes for the Brickyard.
Okay.
6 daily guest passes for the Brickyard. So you not only get tickets to the Indy 500, you also get some goodies for the Brickyard. So, all right, take a gander. How much?
Okay. I'm going to go with
Drum roll number 2.
55,000.
No, 85,000.
85. Holy
85
crap.
grand.
Okay. I got an idea. Do you want to know what it is?
Tell me.
We need to call IMS and we're going to ask them what companies purchase these. Okay. Then we're going to get jobs there.
Ah,
Then we're going to move up the ladder
okay.
and then we're going to get this package.
I'm catching what you're laying
See?
down. I got
You
it.
picking it
I
up?
got it.
All right.
Let's do this.
Sounds good.
I'm down.
It's probably like Eli Lilly or like, I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
It's got to be something amazing.
Big employers, yeah.
Salesforce.
Something big.
Something big.
Salesforce has a car.
Oh, they do, don't
They got an actual
So they probably
Indycar.
don't even need
so
this.
I'm sure. No, they probably have one of these. If they're sponsored an Indycar, I guarantee they probably got 80% suite.
That would be amazing.
So, and then last thing that we wanted to cover, I know we've been talking for a while, but we'll wrap up very soon. The Brickyard.
Yeah.
So, camping for the Brickyard is around the same cost. It starts at around $325 and goes up to about $450 for RVs. I do not know if they have the glamping and stuff, and I don't think they do.
No.
But I'm not 100% sure. So, but they do still have all the camping and all the different lots, so you can still bring your travel trailer. So,
And you can try them out, see which ones you like
yeah,
for the 500.
it's easier to get in. And again, if you camp at the Brickyard, this starts your seniority, so you could start moving up and get on the list, so you can get some camping for the 500. So
That'd be cool. Yeah.
So,
And when is that?
it is September 8th, I believe, is when
Okay.
the actual Brickyard is
In
this
September,
year.
yeah.
So it's still coming up this year. So y'all can still get tickets for the Brickyard. So it is not sold out. Camping is not sold out. They have good seats available for the Brickyard still. They have like deck seats available that you can normally not get. That are very, very sought after.
Yes.
They have deck seats that are still available last time I checked. So, and then we have Nicole's favorite thing.
Food.
Not food.
Psych.
Florida Georgia Line Fest.
Yes. And I want to go so bad.
Nicole's all excited about Florida Georgia Line Fest.
Where there will be food.
So, who's going to be there?
So, Florida Georgia Line, which,
course.
if you don't know them, you should try to learn them because they are amazing.
You've been living in a pole barn.
I.e., why they have their own fest.
Yes.
So they will be there. Nelly, the
Nelly's.
old school Nelly.
The old school Nelly's going to be there.
What was his favorite song? The like famous one?
You're going down,
Where you had, like, the
baby, down
Band-Aid?
straight in a Range Rover.
Oh yeah,
That's a Nelly song, right?
Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna be there. Dan and Shay.
Dan
so
and
if you've
Shay.
heard any of their music, they're really good. And then Mitchell Temporary. I can never say
Mitchell
that right.
Tenpenny.
Tenpenny. He's
Tenpenny?
gonna be there too.
Yeah.
So I don't know much
So,
from him, but
and that, as of our taping right now, has the pit is sold out, the VIP is sold
Yeah.
out, but they still have general admission.
general admission. Yeah.
And general admission with all the fees included is about $52 a person,
Yeah.
which
And I
is
think,
reasonable.
like during the 500, that was one of my favorite things. Was I went by the snake pit, which is
Oh my gosh, we didn't even
we
cover
didn't even
that.
talk about the snake
Yeah.
pit. So the snake pit is like the giant concert area within the 500 in the middle that goes on during the 500.
So yes, they have a whole concert
Yeah.
that happens during the race that is headlined by Skrillex.
Yeah,
And
and
it's huge.
it
So
was
30,000 people attend that event inside of the 300,000 people that are at the event watching a race.
it was. Now I've never been because I think I'm past that age I think it's a little bit for the young people.
Nicole's over the hill.
Oh, am I?
Apparently.
I don't know. It just seemed like, but I thought it was so cool because you could kind of, when you're on the viewing mound, you can kind of see inside of it, and you can just see all the people. And it's like amazing that they're all coming for this concert inside of a race.
Yeah.
During a race.
Yeah.
And then they all come out covered in mud and look like they had the time of their lives.
Well, so, you were talking about traditions earlier and how everybody has their traditions. So this is a thought process for IMS on that. If they get the young people coming in, like at 18 years old, and they start going to that, and they start developing this tradition, they're hoping they will cross over and become, IndyCar fans and start going to the Indy 500.
Makes sense.
So they're trying to get them young and try to get them to start their own traditions.
Yeah. Makes sense. And the other thing I thought was cool too was like, okay, when you're right by the concert, it is loud as all get out. Like there was a point where I couldn't hear anything but the concert. I
could hear it in turn 3 where I was sitting in the stands.
Yeah.
I could hear the bass.
Yeah, you can hear. But like it's not overwhelming when you're outside of it. When you're in the stands or you're in the general admission, just viewing grounds, it's not like bothering your listening to the race or seeing the race. That was kind of cool too, because I was a little worried about that.
I find it absolutely amazing they have a whole entire concert, an event going on inside of an event.
I think next year I want to go in there just for like a minute, just to experience that culture.
It's going to cost you like $50 to go in there for a minute.
I don't know about that, but it's I think that's its own culture inside of there.
Okay, so back to the Brickyard to wrap up.
Sorry,
excuse me.
We digress.
Nicole digresses. How much were the tickets?
The tickets to the Brickyard?
Yeah.
They were...
General admission is what, $35?
I thought it was... General admission is... Yeah, $35.
So you can go in for as cheap as $35, and then they have deck seats available that are $169.
Right now.
But you cannot get those normally. They're very hard to get.
Yeah.
And that, going back to what we were just talking about, trying to get the fans in young to the concerts and stuff for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, as most of us probably know, NASCAR is struggling.
Yeah.
So if you watch any NASCAR on television, half of their seats seem to be empty at almost all of the races. So, and that's happening, all the way around the country. So, and it's the same thing. All the people that were fans are all dying off. They're all getting older, and they're not getting replaced by younger fans.
Yeah, and everybody's into IndyCar and not really.
So, but the cool thing about the NASCAR is you can go and you can get opportunities that you can't get otherwise.
You can experience the stadium and its history in different ways that you wouldn't be able to for the 500.
And they still got a big concert going on in the middle of it too. So
which is wonderful.
It's not on Sunday though; it is on Saturday, right?
Yeah, the concert is on Saturday, and the Brickyard's actually on Sunday the next Sunday. So kind of cool.
So, but they do have it going on during the. It used to be called the Busch Series. I don't know what it's called now, but during the Beginner Series, I guess, for NASCAR. So that happens on Saturday. So that concert is going on during that, I believe. Yeah,
it's during that's not the actual race, but it's just like the pre-race, right?
It's called the Indiana 250. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. But exactly what is that?
So that's like the beginning series. So it used to be the Busch Series and the gosh, I can't think of what the brand. This shows how much I watch NASCAR. I'm sorry, NASCAR. I'm not representing you right.
It's okay. It's okay. We still love them. Then there's also this. So let's talk about 2 real quick. I know that we've been talking a long time, but there's a race 2 that Wednesday and Thursday before the Brickyard.
They have a dirt track race now.
It's the dirt track. Yeah, which is cool that they bring that in.
Which is another additional layer of something else, another event that they have at the Motor Speedway that is cool, inexpensive to go to. I think that starts at $25.
Yeah.
So you could go to that, go check that out, go watch them slide around on the dirt, And this is tomorrow's stars. Yeah. So you watch this now; these are going to be the NASCAR drivers and the IndyCar drivers later on.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah. That's what this is. I think it's more NASCAR, but yeah.
Interesting.
That's where everybody comes up through. So that's like the level before.
So it's like the Indy Light.
Basically, yeah. It's like Indy Lights. Yeah.
Okay. So Indy Lights is like the before you get to be like an actual Indy car.
They got Formula 2000, and then they have Indy Lights, then they have IndyCar, and then they have the dirt track racers, which I can't think of what they are, and then they have what used to be called the Busch Series. Did we figure out what that's called?
No.
Hold on. Okay, so I went and researched it. It is the Xfinity series, which is what used to be the Busch, and it's the Monster Energy series,
which is Sunday.
which is the big dogs.
Yeah.
So, and then they have the entry level dirt track series.
Yes.
So
3 races back to back.
3 races. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So.
Yeah. And I think as far as travel, like this is something cool that's kind of in the Midwest that, I mean, we don't have a whole lot here, you know?
It's convenient to a lot of cities too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because we're in the middle of the country, so it's convenient for, to almost anybody.
Yeah.
So.
Because, out west they have all the, landmarks and national parks and all that. And then at the coasts, and then we're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
So this is a good attraction to go and visit, and lots of things happening.
So. I mean, honestly, guys, I really have been going to this for about 30 years. I'm very versed with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is one of my passions. So if anyone is ever trying to come for the first time from either out of country or out of state, and really if they have questions, feel free to email me at Nomadic Traveler Podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
And I will try to steer you right. So I do have a lot of knowledge about this facility.
And we'd love to hear your stories just because this is such a traditional thing. I'd love to hear more stories about people who've been going, like you said, for your dad, 55, 60 years. Like, that is such a cool thing. You don't ever hear that from anyone anymore.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear your stories about, how you went as a kid and what it was like for you. I just remember like getting the paper and looking at all the drivers and picking which one was cutest. I wanted to win. We would listen to it on the radio. We never went, but
That's so
like
girl.
I know, right? Me and my cousins would argue over the cutest ones. But like it's just cool that there's tradition in it at all.
Well, I mean, think about that. My dad went to 55 races. We just watched the 103rd running. He's been to over half of all the Indy 500s that have occurred.
That is crazy.
So for something that's been going on over 100 years, I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's wonderful.
So, all
Very
right.
cool.
Well, I think we're going to try to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
We appreciate everyone hanging in with us. I know this episode was a little long, but there was a lot to cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, again, we've been picking up lots of listeners in
Denmark.
And Australia, New Zealand. What's the one next to Denmark?
I keep thinking Finland, but that's not it. We
we got new listeners all over the United States. We got new listeners in Canada. So we love all of you. So thank you so much for tuning in. And, we're happy to be here. We're happy to be here entertaining you. And anything that anybody wants to hear.
Sweden.
That was the other one.
Sweden, yes.
So.
Austria. India. We also have some from India.
India?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
See?
And also, like, we'd love to do more international episodes, too.
So we're going to be working on that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be having those out there, too.
Correct.
That would be cool to do.
Yeah.
For sure. So, yeah.
All right, everybody. We also want to thank our sponsor for the month of May, Indy Wiring, indywiring.net.
Yes, thank you. You guys
They
are
have
awesome.
been our sponsor for the whole entire month. It was perfect to have them for the month of May, considering the month of May is race month in Indianapolis. So
yeah, it went perfectly.
Yeah, so this is the perfect episode to end their sponsorship on. So again, Indy Wiring at indywiring.net, and Jeremy, call Jeremy at Indy Wiring at 317-371-7044. Thanks, guys, so much for listening.
Yep, thank you.
We'll see you next week. All right, just one little side note that I was thinking of. All the camping prices that we quoted were for RV sites that have full electric. They do have cheaper tent camping available at the Speedway. So if you did want to do tent camping, you can do that, much less expensive. And we kept saying Ponoco Raceway. We meant Pocono. That's Pocono out there. See you next week. And I'd like to close out the podcast with one of my favorite traditions from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway that unfortunately doesn't happen anymore. I'd like to do a little tribute to the late Jim Neighbors.
My name is Andy Keller. In May of 2014, I traveled with Homage to experience the 98th running of the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500. While I was there, I had the opportunity to speak with Indy 500 hero and television icon Jim Neighbors. Since 1972, Mr. Neighbors has opened the race with the legendary song Back Home Again in Indiana. Just before his final performance at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I asked Jim about his time at the Indy 500 and how his legend began.
I was appearing at Lake Tahoe at Harrah's Casinos, and Mr. Harrah, Bill Harrah, he kind enough says, "Hey, you want to go to the race with me?" And I said, "What race?" He says, "Well, the Indy 500. And I said, "Well, God, that'd be great. I've always read about it and seen it." And everything. My hometown is only 20 miles from Talladega, so I always knew about racing. She said, "Well, come on." So we came here, and we're sitting over there on the start-finish line. Mr. Holman came over and recognized Bill and wanted to say hello. And so he had seen my show at Lake Tahoe, and he suddenly recognized me. He says, "Hey, do you want to sing the song?" Well, I thought he meant Star Spangled Banner. And so, I'm being ignorant. So I get up and I go under the track and come over here, and he introduces me to the head of the Purdue band. And so I stand there talking to him. It's only 5 minutes before race time. He said, I says, "What key do you guys do this in?" He said, "Well, we only got one key." And I said, "No, Star Spangled Banner's got two." And he looked at me kind of funny. He said, "Well, you're not singing that." I said, "What the hell am I singing?" He said, "Well, you're singing the traditional song back home again in Indiana." And I looked at him kind of funny, and I said, "I'm from Alabama." And he started laughing. He says, "Well, do you know it?" And I said, "Well, I know the music," but I said, "I'm not sure I know the words." And he started humming, and so I started writing them on my hand. But just as I finished writing them on my hand, suddenly they go like that, and away I went. To me, that takes a lot of guts to set up in front of 500,000 people. Became a Hoosier right away. Mr. Hellman said, "Come back any time," so I just started coming back with Mr. Harrah on a regular basis, and then it just became part of the deal that I look forward to every year. It's like a family. I feel like I'm part of the Indy family, and I feel really good about that. But it's time. Next month I'll be 84. I don't want to stay too long at the fair, as the old song goes.
Time now for another Indy 500 tradition. We send it back to Dave Calabro for the introduction of the one and only Jim Neighbors.
Race fans, please turn your attention to the video boards and the victory podium. Since first appearing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1972, this gentleman has become a cherished icon on race day. He has treasured every moment being with you race fans here at the track and with those millions watching around the world. The words of this special song always strike a chord with all of us, and it never sounded sweeter when sung by this Hoosier at heart. For the 36th and final time, performing back home again in Indiana, please welcome and sing along with the one, the only, our good friend, Mr. Jim Neighbors. Back home again. And it seems that I can see the gleaming candlelight still burning bright through the sycamores. For me, the new mown hay sends out its fragrance through the fields I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, how I long for my Indiana home. Let's give it up, race fans, for one last time. Thank you, Jim, for coming back home one last time. We love you, we'll miss you, and we'll never never forget you as the balloons fly over the world-famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a tradition that dates back to 1947. Ladies and gentlemen, for the most famous words in all of motorsports, please welcome Mary Holman George and Jim Neighbors.
Gentlemen, start your engines. Yeah.